Hi, hello students. Welcome to Indian Tech Guru for you. So let us move on to the next topic. The next topic is complete computer description. Complete computer description. So before moving on to this particular concept, so let us once again verify the previous flowchart which we have seen for determining the type of the instruction. So basically, what are the three different types of the instructions we have considered? Memory reference instructions, memory reference instructions, and register reference instructions, register reference instructions, as well as input output instructions. So now in this diagram which we have seen previously, we had derived the codes for memory reference instructions, register reference instructions, as well as the IO instructions. So the code for however, in case of the register reference instructions, there are two categories. So one is with direct address, another one is with indirect address. Okay. So direct address memory reference instruction, indirect address memory reference instruction. So what does it mean from 0 to 11? From 0 to 11, so it will represent the direct address if I is equal to 0. From 0 to 11, it represents the indirect address if I is equal to 1. What is I? I is the indirect mode flip-flop which is going to determine whether the instruction code contains the direct address or indirect address. Okay. So based on these values, now we need to determine the direct memory reference instructions, the indirect memory reference instructions, register reference instructions, as well as the IO instructions. So let us determine the code for these different types of instructions. So the first code is D7-IT3. D7-IT3. So here D7 dash means the value of D7 is 0. The value of D7 is 0. And I means the value of I is 1. The value of I is 1. And T3 means the clock cycle at which the particular operation is carried out. So what operation we are going to perform at this particular instruction? AR assignment M of AR. So what does it mean? We are moving the indirect address. We are determining the direct address from indirect address. Determine direct address from indirect address. So what this particular code represent? This code represent memory reference instructions, indirect mode address, okay. So always if somebody asks you what is the code for memory reference instructions indirect address, then we need to remember that it is D7-IT3, D7-IT3. So let us go for the next code. The next code is D7-I-T3, D7-I-T3. So here the D7 dash value is 0, I dash value is 0, and T3 is the clock cycle. Okay. So 0 0 is the value. So here you can see D7 is equal to 0, and now I is 0. Then what we need to do? Do nothing. Do nothing means, so because it is representing, the address is representing the direct address, we need not to do any changes to the address, directly execute the memory reference instruction. So what does it is going to represent? it is going to represent the memory reference instructions direct address. Okay. Let us see the next code. The next code is D7I-T3. D7I-T3. D7 is 1, I dash is 0 at time T3. So then it is going to represent the register reference instructions. D7I-T3. This code will always represent the register reference instructions. Okay. Finally, D7I-T3. D7 is 1, I value is 1. So then it is going to represent input output instruction. Okay. So these codes are very, very important to determine the type of the instruction to be executed. Already we discussed this particular flow chart. However, before moving on to the next topic, the complete computer description, we need to once again refresh our knowledge, because we are going to use these codes in the complete computer description concept also. So remember once again, D7-IT3 represents the memory reference instruction indirect mode. D7-I-T3 represents the memory reference instructions direct mode. D7I-T3 represents the register reference instructions. D7-IT3 represents the input output instructions. Now with that basic knowledge, let us move on to the complete computer description flowchart. So this particular flowchart is going to represent the complete computer description. So initially the sequence counter will be 0, and based on the R value, what is R? R is the interrupt flip-flop. So based on the R value, if R is equal to 0, then perform the instruction cycle. If R value is 1, then perform the interrupt cycle. So in the instruction cycle, what are the statements we need to perform? Move the content of PC to address register, fetch the instruction from the main memory, M of AR assigned to IR, increment the program counter, and move the 0 to 11 bits of IR to AR, and move the instruction registers 15th bit to I bit, and decode the 12 to 14 bits of IR to the decoder D0 to D7. So these statements are recognized as R-T0, R-T1, R-T2, so which we have explained in the previous class. So if R value is 1, then instead of executing the instruction cycle, we need to execute the interrupt cycle. So as far as the interrupt cycle is concerned, what are the statements we need to execute? We are going to assign 0 to AR and move the program counter to temporary register, and move the value of temporary register to M of 0, because AR is 0. So move the 0 value to program counter and increment the program counter value, make IEN or sequence counter values to 0. So these statements are recognized as RT0, RT1, RT2. So we have discussed about these statements in the previous class. So this is the basic thing initially we need to do. What is that? To determine the R value, and based on the R value, we need to execute either the instruction cycle or the interrupt cycle. So if you are going to execute the instruction cycle, then we need to determine what type of instruction we are going to execute. So for that purpose, whatever we discussed in the initially, so we need to determine whether the given instruction is a memory reference instruction or a register reference instruction or an input output instruction. So already we discussed about that. If the value is D7IT3, then it will be an IO instruction. If the value is D7I-T3, then it will be register reference instruction, and if the value is D-IT3, then it will be indirect address memory reference instruction. If the value is D-I-T3, then it will be register reference direct address. To remember easily these codes, so let us find out a way. So D7, based on the values of D7I, we are going to bifurcate. So first write down D7I and then D7I dash, and then D7 dash I, and then D7 dash I dash. So this is the actual sequence. So if you substitute the values, D7 dash I dash means 0 0, D7 dash I means 0 1, D7 I dash means 1 0, D7 I means 1 1. Now you can easily recognize based on these codes. 0 0 represents memory reference instructions direct mode, and 0 1 represents memory reference instructions indirect mode, and 1 0 represents register reference instructions, and 1 1 represents input output instructions. Okay, so like this we can easily recognize. So start from the bottom. Memory reference instructions are direct, memory reference instructions indirect, register reference instructions, and IO instructions. Okay, so now we can write like this: 0 0 0 0 represents the memory reference instructions direct address. 0 1 represents the memory reference instructions indirect address, and 1 0 represents the register reference instructions, and 1 1 represents the input output instructions. Okay, like this we can easily recognize. So we know how to substitute the values. So 0 0 means D7 dash I dash, D7 dash I dash. 0 1 means D7 dash I. 1 0 means D7 I dash. 1 1 means D7 dash I dash. Sorry, D7 I. So like this we can easily recognize. So always the particular flip flop, if it is given directly, then it represents the 1 value. So if you use the complement, then it is going to represent the 0 value. Okay, remember like that. So this is how a complete flow chart. So however, we forgot one thing. What is that? What is that logic? That logic is whenever you are going to execute the whenever we are going to execute the input output instruction, then we need to check one more thing. So what is that? So whenever we are going to execute either input output instruction or register reference instruction or memory reference instruction, we need to keep on checking the IEN value. IEN means interrupt enabled value. We have discussed about IEN in the previous class elaborately. So if you do not watch that particular video, watch that video and then come back here. So based on the IEN value, we are going to determine we are going to determine whether to continue the instruction cycle or to move to the interrupt cycle. So if IN is equal to 0, then simply continue the instruction cycle. If IN is equal to 1, then determine the value of FGI as well as FGO. So if FGI or FGO are 1, then assign one value to interrupt flip-flop, and instead of executing the instruction cycle, execute the interrupt cycle. If both FGI as well as FGO are zeros, then continue the instruction cycle. So this logic also we discussed previously. What we did in this particular flowchart, we combined the entire previous concepts in this particular chapter from starting onwards. The entire concepts into a single flowchart. So we discussed all these topics individually. Now we have combined all the topics into a single diagram. What are those topics? So we discussed about the instruction cycle and interrupt cycle in the previous class, and we have shown these two types of instructions here, and we have discussed about the types of instructions, and this diagram is the flowchart for the types of instruction, and this flowchart is the flowchart for the types of instructions, and we have included this diagram, and this is the diagram for interrupt. This is the diagram to find out whether to continue the instruction cycle or go for the interrupt cycle. So that also we have included. So this complete flowchart describes the complete computer description. Now as we have seen the complete computer description, so once again let us see the entire micro operations starting from initial concepts of this particular chapter. Based on the complete computer descriptions flowchart, so what are the different operations we are going to perform? All these operations we have seen previously. So however, here we are going to combine all the operations into a single table. So what are those operations? R-T0, R-T1, R-T2. We discussed about these instructions. What are these instructions? These instructions are instruction cycle instructions. Okay, and after that we are going to determine whether the address is direct address or indirect address. So D7-I means 01. 01 represents the indirect address mode. So this is indirect address mode instruction. So if it is not an instruction cycle, however, if it is an interrupt cycle, then we are going to execute so these instructions RT0, RT1, RT2. So we have discussed about these instructions in the previous class. So, and we have discussed about this particular line of code also, when to set the R value to 1 in the previous class. So these instructions are included, and after that, so it comes about the memory reference instructions. So these memory reference instructions we have discussed elaborately in the previous classes. So just we are going to combine all of these instructions into a single table. So from D0 T4 to D6 T6 we have discussed in the previous classes. After memory reference instructions, so there will be register reference instructions. So the code for register reference instructions we have already discussed. D7 means 1, I dash means 0. 1 0 represents register reference instructions. So for this particular entire code we are giving briefly it as, we are representing it as R, small r. Instead of writing the code repeatedly, we are representing it as small r. So and we are embedding this small r to each and every bit from B0 to B11. We have discussed about all these instructions, register reference instructions in previous classes. and the final code is D7I, that is 11. 11 represents the input output instructions. Here D7IT3 is represented with a symbol P, so that it will be convenient to represent the entire all of the instructions without repeating the code. So these are the input output instructions. So like this we are going to represent the entire instructions, whatever the instructions we have studied in the entire chapter, into a single table. The complete computer description now have a complete flow chart, how these operations are carried out, as well as the complete micro operations we have discussed from starting to till now. That's all about the complete computer description. We will continue in the next class.